Howdy all you cowboys, cowgirls, gunfighters, and gamblers. Welcome to another episode of Jed I TV. I'm your host, Jed I Knight, and I feel like before we can go much further with some of the footage I've captured at this year's annual matches, I need to explain some of the Wild Bunch side match rules to you. Now, much like the Plainsman side matches, which I've covered on previous episodes, the Wild Bunch side matches are a bit different from normal cowboy action shooting stages. So today I'm going to briefly cover some of the Single Action Shooting Society's official rules for Wild Bunch action shooting and show you some stages. You may have seen on our previous videos where some clubs, like the Jefferson State Regulators, occasionally have a cowboy action shooting match where a competitor is allowed to shoot stages with their 1911 pistol and their shotgun fully stoked with rounds. That is not official Wild Bunch action shooting. Both sports, cowboy action shooting and Wild Bunch action shooting, are similar, and they share the same parent company, SASS. But the rules, firearm and ammo requirements, and stage design is a little different. So, while I'm not going to read all 20 plus pages of the shooter's handbook, I am going to go over enough of the highlights to give you an understanding of these matches and hopefully whet your appetite enough that you'll follow the link, which I've provided in the description box below this video, to the entire rulebook. Viewers ready? SASS Wild Bunch action shooting is a multifaceted amateur shooting sport in which contestants compete with firearms typical of those used in the taming of the Old West just after the turn of the 20th century. 1911 semi-auto pistols, lever-action rifles, Winchester Model 93 or 97, and Winchester Model 12 pump shotguns. The shooting competition is staged in a unique, characterized Old West style. Participants may choose the style of costume they wish to wear, but all clothing must be typical of the late 19th century and early 20th century. For Wild Bunch, emphasis is put on period U.S. military from 1900 to 1916 and Edwardian period fashion. Western dress such as Pike, Dutch, Lyle, or Tector wore in the final scene of the Wild Bunch movie is appropriate. Vests are optional, boots must be SASS legal, and Mexican dress is also appropriate. Now, a little more detail on the firearms required. The 1911 pistol must be a full-size, single-stack, steel-frame 1911 style semi-auto pistol in .45 ACP caliber. I use a limited edition Colt World War I reissue of the model 1911. Only 4,000 of these pistols were released in 2007, and they are, as the name and markings indicate, exact replicas of the original U.S. military 1911. Rifles or carbines used in Wild Bunch action shooting matches must be original or replicas of lever or slide action rifles manufactured during the period from approximately 1860 until 1899. Rifles must incorporate a tubular magazine and exposed hammer. Rifles with box magazines may not be used. And rifles must be chambered in a pistol caliber of .40 or larger. I use an Uberti Winchester 1873 clone in .44-40 with an 18-inch barrel. Approved shotguns for Wild Bunch action shooting are the Winchester 1897 pump in 12 gauge, original or replica, civilian or military style. The IAC 93-97 reproduction Winchester is also approved. But please note that the original Winchester 1893 shotguns were declared unsafe by the manufacturer and are not legal for use in Wild Bunch action shooting matches. And again, the Winchester Model 12 pump action shotgun in 12 gauge is allowed. I use an original Winchester Model 1897 shotgun that belonged to Purgatory Smith's late grandpa, Rogue River Ranger. SASS Wild Bunch matches recognize two basic shooting categories based on the 1911 pistol. The two categories are modern and traditional. In the modern category, both modern and traditional style pistols are allowed. These pistols may be shot in any shooting style, two-handed or duelist, and any legal rifle or shotgun may be used. In the traditional category, only traditional style pistols are allowed. They must be shot one-handed, unsupported, otherwise known as duelist style, and the weak hand may be used for loading,
why can't I just keep shooting like the
racking the
movies?
slide, and dealing with any malfunctions. Any legal rifle or shotgun may be used in the traditional category. Lady Modern and Lady Traditional are always offered, and if there are enough shooters and demand warrants it, age-based categories such as senior may be offered as well. I typically choose the traditional or duelist style only because gunfighter is not allowed.
Don't get that one. I would.
All right.
What do you think of that?
That's pretty rad. You see me drop both
Yeah,
sides?
yeah.
Scoring and penalties are very similar to a normal cowboy action shooting match. A miss adds 5 seconds to your time, and shooting a sequence out of order, a procedural, adds 10 seconds to your time. There are, of course, many other details in the shooter's handbook, and I would highly recommend reading it prior to attending a Wild Bunch action shooting match, and before considering getting involved in this sport. I've only covered the very basics here so that you have a reference when I refer to shooting a Wild Bunch side match. Now that we've gone over the basics, let's take a look at a typical Wild Bunch action shooting stage.
Okay, you guys ready? So this is base 7, stage 1 and stage 2. Wild Bunch, pretty simple. We're going to use 7 rifle, 28 pistol, and 6 shotgun. Guns are staged safely, so that means anywhere safely. Stage 1, start at A, B, or C, hands flat on the table. Guns are shot in any order and you must use all positions. From A, engage the shotgun targets. From B, with the rifle, 4 on 1, this is numbered 1 through 4 from left to right. 4 on 1, 1 each on 2, 3, and 4. From B and C, with your pistol, it's 8 on 1 and 2 each on 2, 3, and 4.
It's Jed I with the 1911. You don't see it very often, and, well, you might see why.
Two pistols and 2 pistols.
Then again, I might surprise us all.
What?
Come on down.
I'm already.
I got a cup back here because I got a cake here.
You flip your hair one more time, it's not quite straight. There you go.
All right, by golly. Wade, you back there?
I'm here, I'm ready.
All right, you better beat me before I forget what I'm doing.
All right, shooter, stand by. Good. Good recovery.
I think I'm changing too early, huh? No? 2.
2 more. 1 each. I know. 5-0-0.
He tried. That is a different way to do it.
Time.
5-0-0-0.
Oh my goodness.
And 2.
Well, I was trying to do the tactical mag change. It wasn't very tactical, but there was a lot of mag changing, so.
5002.
5000.
And 2 misses.
Did I give him 5? Shooting, Jed. Thank you. 50 and 2, huh?
Oh, that's only 7. No, it's way more than that. 8:23 seconds.
So, I feel good about that. Hopefully, they'll just get better from here. So, Stay tuned. We're rolling to the next stage.
You know, I thought about doing it that way, but
It's confusing as hell.
I know. And because you wonder, you've got to be on your counting.
Right.
I'm used to counting 5.
I know.
You know,
That-
and there's one.
Hey,
Hi, Jed.
it's a cameo by
I
Different
got,
Jones.
got my cameo in this time, huh? I had to pick brass for you, but I got it.
All right, y'all. I sure hope you got some infotainment on this episode of Jedi TV. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my time traveling adventures. And while you're hanging out with me, jump on down to the comment section and let me know what guns you use or would like to use in a Wild Bunch match. I'm Jedi Knight, and I'll see you in some other place, in some other time.